Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ba'd. We are going to add tafsir to our regular fiqh class, and we have always said that it is a mission of this masjid to encourage learning in order to have a thorough understanding of this deen. There has to be continuity and dedication to learning. And tafsir is one of those subjects that imbue us with strong knowledge of the Quran. That is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those who are dedicated to the studies of the Quran are rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They understand the meaning of life as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has intended for mankind. And tafsir, dealing with it, we can see that there are many books on tafsir. The classical books reading on tafsir, and also the contemporary books written on tafsir. You have such books as Tabari, Ibn Kathir, Al-Baghawi, Sa'di, Bayda, Tafsir Jalalain, Al-Qutubi, and so forth and so on. We have chosen to deal with tafsir from the book, this Aysar Tafaasir, written by Shaykh Abu Bakr al-Jazair. He's a contemporary scholar. He used to be a preacher in the Masjid and Nabawi in Medina al-Munawwara. The reason why we have chosen this for our tafsir is the manner in which it has been prepared, in a very scientific manner, because his approach is that first he brings out the meanings of the ayats, the meanings of the words, the meaning, with thorough explanation. And then, after that is done, he gives the actual meaning of the ayats. First, he deals with the meaning of the words before he goes into deal with the meaning of the ayats, which is very good indeed. So he's very meticulous in that. And after that is over, he takes us to lessons that can be deduced or construed, understood from the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason why this is also important is that, as you all know, the Quran is written in Arabic, and people have different understanding of the language of Arabic, and then maybe some differences in the manner in which people can translate the meaning of the Quran. So what you need to do is that have an understanding of the original Arabic in which the Quran has come to us. Then you can translate it according to the meaning that you understand from a Quran. That's why you see for example, the English interpretation and rendering, translation of the Quran, you see some ayahs that are rendered differently in terms of the wording. The words are different. Let me give you an example. Allah says in His Quran, anyone who has Quran here, take the Quran, the English Quran, and open to go to the shelf. Take any English Quran, the translated version of the Quran in English. Open Surah Al-Isra, verse 23. Surah Al-Isra, verse 23. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَنْ لَا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَيَّهُ وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَنْ لَا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَيَّهُ. What does it mean? What has the translation stopped there? And your Lord has decreed that none but Him, and that you will be dutiful to your parents. Now, so the word qada has been translated as what? The creed. So, when we deal with this ayah, when we deal with this meaning, if we have understanding of the word qada, and qada in Arabic can also be translated what? Hakama. Hakama. That's right. Now, it can also be translated as what? Amara, meaning what? Ordered or commanded. If you understand qada to have the connotations of ordered, commanded, or judged, then you might like to maybe choose a different word to replace or substitute what? Decree. Why? Because in your knowledge of Tawheed, do you believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indeed has decreed that everyone should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the manner conforming to the principle of La ilaha illallah? Decreed. And can you also assure the world that all children are respectful and dutiful to their parents? Are you shaking your head? Yes or no? Absolutely not. No. Meaning there are children who respect their parents. There are children who are rebellious. They are recalcitrant, true or false. So how can then you say that that is how Allah has decreed? Are you sure Allah decreed that? No. So it contradicts what? The wording, the spirit of the ayah. So it is then important that we learn the meaning of every word before we come to the explanation of the ayah. As a relationship between what the words and the ayahs, as intended to be what? In conformity with the aqidah, the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, that's why we choose this Aysar Tafaasir. It has that approach. First bringing the meanings of the words, and then going on to what? Bringing the meanings of the ayahs. Now, so we start with Surah Naba. And Surah Naba is one of those Meccan surahs. And the Meccan surahs, they have a distinctive feature, characteristic of what? Of planting aqidah, tawheed in the hearts of people. Especially people in Mecca, the Qurayshis, whose hearts are hard as stone. You need some kind of breaker to break their hearts. And the tawheed will do that. So, Surah Naba is a typical Meccan surah, and we have chosen it to start with. Now, Surah Naba has 40 verses. Naba, literally, Naba means what? Naba is khabar, news. Meaning khabar, it means news. Now, right. So he says, Sharhu al-Kalimat. Sharhu al-Kalimat. The meaning of the words. Al-Ayah. First ayah is what? Amma. Now, let us analyze Amma. Amma consists of two words. First, an, which is a preposition, and then ma. But now it's not saying an and then ma. Both an and ma have been joined together, inserted one into the other. So the noon an in an, the noon in an has been inserted into what? The mim in ma. And the alif of ma has been what? Omitted. Nam. And the result is what? Amma. So the meaning. An ayi shay'in. So amma alone means what? An ayi shay'in. About what? Ayi shay'in. What? About what? Concerning what? I seem to say what are they talking about? Or what is he talking about? Of course, that's what the Meccans were saying. What is the Prophet talking about? Because he has brought them what? At-Tawheed. He has brought them what? Belief in Allah and Allah alone. Allah is the only God worthy of worship. They didn't understand that. Rasul talked about the Quran. He brought them the Quran. They didn't understand also the Quran. They charged the Quran as being what? All kinds of stories, folklore and so on, stories of the ancient. Also, they did not have any belief in the resurrection, that human beings after death they shall be resurrected to prepare for what? Judgment and then reward. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Amma yatasa'alun. What are they talking about? So Allah gives them the answer. They are talking about what? Yatasa'alun. They are asking about what? Ani Naba ilawi. They are talking about what? Asking questions about the great news. The great news. And Naba here again, the title of the ayah is being repeated here. And Naba, that is the news. The great news. And what is the great news? The great news is what? You say Yom Qiyamah, it is taken, it's agreed upon. Others say it is what? Al-Quran. It's also agreed upon. It has been said also. Yes, they are talking about the fact that our Rasul brought Tawheed, which of course includes the Quran and also the day of judgment, the day of Qiyamah. This is what they are asking about. Now, so the word yatasa'alun itself is taken from what root word? Sa'ala. Nam. Sa'ala means what? He asked. He asked. To ask, or he asked. Because of this Surah Naba itself is called Surah Tasa'u. Surah of what? Asking. But if it is ordinary asking, do you think it will be yatasa'alun? There is some addition here. Addition of what? Ta. And then alif. Yatasa'alun. So it is not just ordinary or merely asking, more than just asking. For example, when they came to our Rasul to make some questions, to ask him about gambling and then alcohol, what is the ayah? Yasalunaka an khamr wal maisir. Yasalunaka khamr wal maisir. That is just a simple and ordinary present tense from Sala. Sala, yasalu, yasalun. Jam, Wawu Jama, yasalun, right? Tayyib. This is ordinary question, like I go to this brother, or he comes to you and says, yes, okay. He asks you a question, right? Tayyib. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying yes, alone. But he said, Ammai yatasa'alun. So yatasa'alun is different from what? Yas'alun, ordinary yas'alun. The difference is that yatasa'alun entails and connotes questions being asked from among themselves. A group of them asking themselves. You see, for example, in Surah Qalam, Noon, wal Qalam, wal Majturun, concerning those people who own a garden, and they made sure that no one who is poor should go to what? Have benefit of the fruits of the garden. They swore to go to the garden by themselves, right? In morning, so that by the time the poor wake up, there will be none to what? To feed by way in terms of foods. So what? فانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون. So Allah says يتخافتون, when they left, they departed. يتخافتون means they were talking privately among themselves. يتخافتون. So it's a speech that is made by themselves, where speech is rife. Now, again in Surah Ghafir, when those disbelievers are cast, especially the believers who were following, disbelievers who were following Fir'aun, the hypocrites, the mushriks, the polytheists, they were cast on the fire. They are disbelievers. So they will be arguing among themselves. Allah again used the word وَإِذْ يَتَحَاجُونَ فِي نَارٍ يَتَحَاجُونَ فِي نَارٍ فيقول الضعفاء للذين استكبروا إنا كنا لكم تبعا فهل إنا لكم تبعا فهل أنتم لنا نصيبا من النار. We were following you, so can you just take a share of the fire? إنا لكم تبعا فأنتم مغنون عنا نصيبا من النار. قال الذين استكبروا إنا كنا فيها إنا لا قد حكم بنا. We are all in this fire together. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has passed judgment among his servants. So the point of note is here, وَإِذْ يَتَحَاجُونَ فِي النَّارِ. They were what? Arguing among themselves. Not in front of anybody, among themselves. So this verb, that what? Amma yatasaaluna, it means that a group of the Quraysh were asking some of them. So they want an answer. So, Amma yatasaaluna ani Naba al-azim. Those questions, those rife questions that they were asking among themselves. And no, anytime you use the word, more people are involved. Questions about things where more people are involved, more than two people are involved, you don't use the word between. You cannot say that they were asking between themselves. You should say what? They're asking among themselves. So the among, if it's more than two, use the plural. Among will replace between. So among themselves, they were asking what? Concerning that great news. That is what? Concerning the Day of Judgment, concerning the Quran, and also concerning the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what our Rasul brought them. So, a Shaykh is saying in the tafsir that أي ما جاء به محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ما جاء به محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم, what our Rasul brought من التوحيد والنبوة والبعث الآخر. In other words, the day of resurrection, the Tawheed, and also Al-Quran, that is Nubuwa. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his mission. They were asking about all these things. And then the third ayah will be الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ, that in which they were differing. In other words, ما بين مصدق ومكذب, ما بين مصدق ومكذب. Some of them they believe, some of them they did not believe. Of course, believers will believe, the disbelievers will not believe. So they were different in these issues. Tawheed, the Quran, the prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, and also the day of resurrection. So they were asking themselves along these lines. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives warning here. He said that, what's the next ayah? Shaykh, help us to read the next ayah. كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ. It is, this kella is a kalima, radia, in other words, or takhweef. It is like you say, nay. Not at all. Be careful. It is not as you are thinking. It's a warning. Sayalamun, nay, they will come to know. They will come to know. What are they come to know? And here the tafsir, according to Aysar, the result of their asking these questions. عند نزع أرواحهم وعند خروجهم من قبورهم. When will they know the answer? In the naz'i arwahihim. When what? At the time when they are going to depart this world, when their souls are being taken away, and when they are living, they are being resurrected from their graves. Very soon they will come to know, and it will be too late, because the answer to this question, they will know that yes, it is true that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to have them resurrected after they are dead. So there's no question about that. They will come to know. And also they are going to face the punishment. Those who disbelieve in the resurrection and the Prophet and the Quran, and then because of that, they didn't have the right tawheed. That is the time they are going to know. And then the next ayah, again, here is an emphasis. Again, they are going to know. Because of this, our Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave the warning that if you don't believe in the day of judgment, which forms part of the cardinal faith of Islam, it means you are going to expose yourself to the chastisements from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is a done deal. It is an issue that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has emphasized, that you come to expose yourself to the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you did not believe in what? In the day of resurrection. That is very important. And that which was brought by our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the next ayahs, Allah is stating His power, the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cause the entire universe. So He that caused these, what we can see as miracles, no one can bring about. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah who has caused all these manifestations of the universe. Is He not able to bring you back to life after you are dead? And here, the ayahs that establish firmly the power and strength of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the capability that this is not, it's just like a water, just like a drop of water in the ocean. The power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resuscitate the dead. So Allah says in the Quran, read the next word. Now, so let's come back to the meaning of the ayahs, the words. Autadan here, do you see Autadan? Now, let's come back to the, finish with the meaning of the words first. Here we have Autadan. Autadan here is what? Tesbutu. Are you following? Tesbutu biha ardu kama tesbutu al-khaymatu bil-autad. Now, so what do you make of autad as a meaning, as a word? What do you make of it? Do you know pegs? Peg. It's a peg. Peg, right? You don't know peg? When you hang your clothes, right? You peg it in order to what? To cause it from what? Falling. Sorry. One is called wetted. then autad. So he made the jibal as to be as pegs. Now, but here autad as a word means what? Pegs. Now, so translation of the word autad will be what? Pegs. Now, the next word will be Shaykh. Subata. What is subata? Rahetun lilabnan. Now, raha, comfort or ease. That's right. In other words, when you sleep, you regain some strength, right? You restore your energy and comfort. That is what Subatan is for here. Now, in the libasan, Aysatiran bidolamihi. Now, what's the word now? So, when at the same time when you sleep, the sleep itself is like a cover to you. It's like a cover to you. And then the night itself, the shade, the night, also gives you some peace also. And gives you energy also as well. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. So he talks about the night as being a cover, as a source of energizing yourself, getting some comfort. And when it comes to the day, وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا, and he says, وَقْتًا أيوة Wakilan. Now, so during the day, what do we do normally? We work. We go about seeking our livelihood. That's what the day. That's what the daytime is for. Normally, you go out and work, and then when you come in the night, then what? You take some nap or sleep, and then you energize. These are the meaning of the words. Now, and then the next one will be what? Shidadan. Ay qawiya, muhkama, shadida. Now, that is strong, something strong, very strong indeed. That is what? Shidada. We shall come to the ayahs and then see what shidada is referring to. But as a word, it means strong. Now, wahajan. Sirajan, wahajan will be what? Ay do shamsi. Wahajan, waqad. Now, so it's referring to what? The light of the sun that is bright, it shines. The next one will be what? Al-Musrat, ay as-sahabat التي حان لها أن تمطر. دنا وقت حيدها. Now, the clouds, simply the clouds that are ready to what? To drop water. Finish. Clouds, they are ready to drop. Whenever you see, you could look into the sky and you see the clouds. What does that tell you? Meaning, very soon or shortly we may have some rainfall. Now, those are what I refer to what al-Munsurat. And then Fajajan. Now, meaning what? In abundance. Now, طيب. Al-Fafan. Basatin. Multafa. Now, basatin, gardens with extensive, massive foliage. The foliage, a lot of leaves. Now, the foliage is massive, abundant foliage. We call it what? Alfafa. Tayyib. And now we come to the ayat. Do we have an inkling, a glimpse of what the ayats are going to mean? Being guided by Allah, and then the meaning of these words. Now we are going to use them. But it is Allah who has used them. We are going to follow it. Tayyib, Adam, read the first ayah for us. Now, قوله تعالى نعم بعضهم بعضا. As we said before, this Quraysh, they are asking, some of them are asking some of them. In other words, the question was very rife. Everywhere they were asking themselves, as if they are demanding answers. The answer is coming in the next ayah. إنه محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now, so talking about what? Discussing what is this Tawheed? What is this Quran? What is this talk about what? Day of Judgment. Well, that's what they were asking. Well, the answer is coming. You have to be patient. In the next ayah. I'll read it on them. Allah said, that's what it means. Look, like a warning to make them be conscious. You have to treat this. It is scary now to ask this question because the result is unbearable. Now, go on. عاقبة تكذيبهم لرسولنا وإنكارهم لتوحيدنا ولقائنا. That's right. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them that they should rest, they should take it easy. When they are dying, and when they are going to be resurrected, and the time they are going to meet with us, they will find the folly of their disbelief concerning what? The Quran, Tawheed, and also the day of resurrection. Now, all that they have to do is to listen to Rasulullah. A message has come to you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to believe him. Other than that, you expose yourself to retribution, to chastisement that we cannot bear from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, قبورهم ويشرون جهنم علم ولا يجديهم إيمان. Here is the issue. Now, when they come to the Day of Judgment, they are going to see the reality. No faith can help them. No knowledge can help them. They are losers. The time that you are to be benefited by your knowledge or faith is right now here. Not that when death comes to overtake you. After death is what? Accountability, and then passing of judgment, and then reward. If good, you are given a Jannah. If bad, then what? May Allah forbid us to have Jahannam in our path. And then start from Qawlu Ta'ala, the next ayah. Mihada. What does it mean? It means al-ayat. فذكر تعالى لو كان القوم يعقلون. That is very, very good. MashaAllah, very good reading. Now, so, in order to make these agnostics, these polytheists, to come to understand, Allah is saying, look, this is a question. Alam naj'al al-arda mihada, right? Now, Allah is going to give the all signs, everything showing, pointing to the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything you see in this universe signifies, shows, points, underscores what? The power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let alone this flimsy issue of resurrection. That is nothing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, just a few, only a few of the many, many things that space cannot allow them here is what? Start. The first testament to the strength of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring about or effect resurrection is what? Alam naj'al al-arda mihadan. Alam naj'al al-arda mihadan. Now, Allah is saying that Allah is saying, have we not made the earth as a bed, as a mat, as a carpet, so comfortable, so that we will have some ease and not difficulty to traverse, to walk, wherever we want to go, wherever we want to go on earth, no matter hard, just like we saw like mat, bed. That is the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the alam here, alam naj'al rather. Alam, what part of speech is alam? Here is the question. Alam. But it is answered what? In the positive sense. Alam naj'al. Have we not made the earth what? Have we not? This we call al-istifham, right? Questioning is what? It's called al-istifham. Istifham. You have taqrib, you see? You have istifham, tawbikh, and so forth and so on. This is taqrib. This is what? Informatory. It's certain, establishing. It's not that Allah does not know. Allah does not know that He has made the earth as a mat and carpeted. No, He knows. So taqriri, just to bring your attention. What a minute. What are you talking about? Allah cannot resurrect you. Who is it who made the earth that you are sitting on, you are living on, with no difficulty? So, at-taqriri. So, when you hear this, what goes through your mind? Allah actually is able, unless, of course, your own rebellion holds you back from what? Understanding, or what? Absorb or embracing the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back effectual resurrection after we are dead now. So that's the first thing Allah has mentioned, a sign of His power to bring us all back. Continue. وهل يتم هذا بين الخلائق. This bringing or transition or making the earth look the way it is, can it happen among creatures? Any creature can do that? No. You may claim to do that, but you cannot do that practically. Now, so that's the first. The next ayah will be without knowledge and power. Okay, go ahead. تثبت where are we? Okay. Now, والجبال أوتادا. Now, تثبت فَيَعْمَلُونَ وسقوط كل بناء نعم كل بناء نعم. So, and we have made the what? The Jibal. What is Jibal? Mountains. Now, don't forget, these are your own words. This is not what? Noble Quran or any other translation. You are the translators right now. So you can translate the way you understand it. That will conform what? To the spirit and meaning of the intended meaning of the Quran. This tafsir. So with this you can translate your own Quran and say, so when you see وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ لَا تَعْبُدَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, you will not say what? You will not say what? Allah decreed or ordained. You say what? Allah ordered or commanded us. So among us those who follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who do not follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you have the choice. But once something is decreed, do you have a choice? No. Whatever is decreed is bound to occur. True or false? So that is the essence. So now what you are saying is that so Allah said, and is he not Allah? That is he not? Allah is saying, referring to him as we. Is it not we that have made what? The mountains as what? As pegs. And what is the mission of the pegs? To hold fast the earth from vibration. If not, even if Allah, sometimes Allah tests us with earthquake, like it happened in Afghanistan a couple of days ago, right? It's only a flush in the pan, not a drop in the ocean. But on the last day, the earthquake, the vibration will be let out in full force. Huh? The trembling of the hour, the vibration of the hour, the tumult of the hour is a shay'un azim. It's a huge thing. You cannot handle it. So what is happening by way of earthquakes on our earth right now is only a drop in the ocean now. So the Jibal are serving as what? The pegs holding tenaciously, firmly from disaster, from wobbling in perpetuity. So, the next power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what? وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَمَنَاهُ الْخَلْقُ مظهر وكانوا أزواجا the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. What's أزواجًا here? Pairs. Allah says He has created in pairs. Now, so it stands for the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we are created in pairs, right? Assuming all human beings are made or created males to be males, what do you think is going to happen? We are all males, no females. What do you think is going to happen? And so it's out of the hikmah of Allah to give you a spouse, right? To ensure the continuity of the human race, right? Very simple. Assuming all of us are made females, what's going to happen? Even those who claim that man can marry man, where did they get the child to hold? I'm telling you, I don't know. Maybe you know it, you know it. No. So it doesn't stand to human reason. So it stands to the hikmah, wisdom for Allah to make us males and females. Is there a problem about that? And now you are saying that no, males can be males and women can be women. You want to change the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That is a huge problem that you are putting on your head. Now, type. So, is the strength of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His stands to the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the statue. And that also out of what? Passion, compassion, grace, now, and as offers magnanimity. Now. And then the next ayah. وَجَعَلْنَا أَيُّ rahatan. Now, yeah. What did we say is subatan? When we were explaining the words, we said subatan is what? Raha, right? Muscle raha, to give us some comfort, peace, and that kind of thing. So Allah subhanahu says that, what is now? What is now? Sleep. Now, Allah. So sleep is important. Allah created sleep for what? For our raha, our rest. You relax and you rest. Raha means what? Rest. Now. What is libas? This is libas. Clothing. We all have libas on it, clothing. So Allah said, we have made the what? The night as what? As our clothing. Because when you go to sleep, like the night, like you are being clothed, you are being enclosed by what? By the sleep itself, by the night that falls. And also, the actual sleep also brings some measure of what? Comfort, rest to you. Now our experts are telling us that we need as many hours of what? Sleep. How many hours of sleep? People in the Adam's profession, they are telling us that we need at least 8 hours of sleep. Can we have that? No. But inshallah. I don't know how many people can get up for tahajjud when you sleep 8 hours. I don't think. So in other words, that's why Rasul he prefers qaylula. That's a nap after what? After zuhr, so that he's energized for what? More of what? Tahajjud, inshallah. Nap. So, but in nutshell, you cannot say that you are working throughout the night. No. Please slow down. You will hurt yourself. Allah has made it as a means by which you can have some what? Rest and then relaxation. Now, that is what the night is for. All this out of this ni'mah, rahmah, and compassion and love for mankind that He gave us sleep. So please, don't ignore your sleep. You can be the best of all worshippers, but don't ignore your sleep now. The next ayah. Good. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. يعني وَتَمَتُعًا بِهِ. Now, so the day you go to work, you seek your livelihood, different variety of livelihood, variety of professions, so forth and so on, to seek what? To make a living. Now, that's what the night time is for. Now, that's what daytime is for. May Allah give us good vocations, good career, so that we can earn in a halal way to help support our worship and our families, inshallah. The third symbol of Allah's power to bring about their answers, the questions to answers to their questions, is what? The next ayah. Or banana. Banana means what? Bana. Yabni. Banana. We built. Fawqa. Fawqakum. Above you. What? Saban. The Saban here refers to what? The heavens. Or the firmament. No, the firmament. The firmament. The firmament. Firmament. The firmament is called heaven. The heaven is called firmament. Go to the firmament. Firmament is the heavens. Is the heaven firmament? It's 7. So these very strong. It's very strong indeed. Oh, look at the canopy. Like a canopy, right? The firmament. Wonderful. Oh, Allahu Akbar. It shows is so terrific that it is not the making of what? Of a creature. This alone is enough to tell us that we have no choice but what? Succumb to the message of our Rasul, borders on what the foundations of Tawheed, the Quran, and also belief in the what? Resurrection. Now, go ahead. Yes, that's right. The heavens are 8 heavens, right? The 7 strong. Above that. Yes, it's on that. It's strong. Strong is all because you cannot penetrate. They are strong. They only fall at the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see some dropping, that kind of thing. Sometimes charlatans try to steal some messages, that kind of thing, and then they are hit by what? Meteors. But as it is, they can only fall when the final command comes. Do you see pillars supporting them? You are saqf, you are like a saqf, Saqf means like a ceiling. You are ceiling, earthly ceilings. Do you have pillars supporting them or not? You have, right now here they are pillars. Now Allah's ceiling, no pillars. Who among us can offer that? No. Yes, go ahead. As-samawat is different from Al-Jannah, because Al-Jannah is when everything is over, then Allah will bring the Al-Jannah itself. Al-Jannah is created. There are 7 in number, also some we visited them now. But Sab'a Samawat, they are in physical sense that covers the as ceilings of the earth. This is stages. That is no. The first summer is the first ceiling, the first firmament of the earth. Now, and then over it will be the heavens. Over it will be the heavens that are 8 in number. Is that correct? No. Now, Samawat can be translated as sky too. Samawat can be translated as sky, can be translated as firmament. But are they the same heavens? The same heavens are fresh. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is where the abode of those who are good. Now, but in terms of being earthly considerations, then the Samawat, the first sky is a sky. You call it a sky. You can call it, others may call it heaven. No, but actually that is not the heaven that is prepared for what? For those who are good. Now, but people sometimes say in the heaven. No, heaven, what heaven? No, the heaven is all above our Samawa that we are having now. But for example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down every day to our first what? Sama dunya. No. That's where and then goes back again. No. He goes back to across all the way to Falca, all these all creation, all creations. Because Allah's His throne is above the creation, above the heavens. No. So our first sky is the Sama. It includes the sun and the moon and the galaxy. This is the first sky. Yes. No, it's not. When they say they are going to the moon, they are going to the moon. Now, all the moon evolved what? How many miles as they go in space? Is the moon in the first heaven, on the first sky. But beyond that, the heavens, we cannot figure out how the distance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them. They are available now. But as far as we are concerned, our first sky that we call the firmament is our ceiling. That is our limit. Now, if you go through, you are still in what? Our first heaven. So these moons, this sun, all these galaxies, all the constellations are still in our first heaven. They don't go beyond. Now, so it's an issue that only Allah knows. But according to the way we are dealing with it, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once said that whenever we are going to have belief in these situations, we have no choice but to believe in them, because our Rasul has said about it, and Allah also has said about it. But how they look like, we actually don't know, but they do exist. Allah has said 7 heavens now, and the 7 heavens, only Allah knows. But don't forget that our Rasul, when during his Miraj, he was taking to all the heavens, and then he reached a point whereby he was told that you cannot what? You cannot go beyond that now. So that is Sidratul Muntaha. That is the farthest that a human being can get to. And not just a human being, just our Rasul now. Even the angels cannot go beyond that now. See, that's Maqam Ma'alum. So Angel Jibril was saying to our Rasul, this is Maqam Ma'alum, this is where we can come to our limit. What beyond that is beyond creation, beyond all the heavens. And that is the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Beyond the heavens is the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah went beyond that, and he met with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that he saw him, no, he didn't see him, but what Allah spoke to him. Inshallah. So, yes, there's the limit. They exist. We believe that, but no human being can get there. Now, no human being can get there, pass there. So we believe that they are already created. It's the heavens, they are there. So, inshallah, we believe that. We believe that now. The next ayah will be. No. And Mushrik. Where is it? Now, huwa shamsu al-mushriqatu al-mudhiya. Mudhiya, that is, we made the sun to what? To shine. Mudhiya is just mushriqa, both are like synonyms, and because the sun. وجعلنا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا. هو الشمس المشرقة المضيئة. همزة. المضيئة. مضيئة and مشرقة is the same. It's lustrous, it shines. Now. Its lamp shines. That's sort of no. Yes, so continue. تمطر تشبيها. قاربت. There's a tashbih here, that is a similitude being drawn. That is, we have said it before, when you see the clouds, massive clouds, thick clouds, what comes to your mind? That's right, it signifies rainfall sooner or later. It's just like a female who feels that her head is approaching. He feels it as soon, just as you see the clouds, you feel there's going to be rainfall. A female who is nearing her period knows that she's ready. Now, she's not, most of the time she's not talking unawares. She knows that few minutes from now she's going to have it. Now, just as massive clouds form in the formation of the clouds, informs you that what? Very soon, get ready. We shall go to your homes and that kind of thing. Even animals and ants, they say, let's go to our hiding place because rainfall, everything is coming. Now, ماء ثجاجا وانزلنا به ماء وانزلنا من المنصرات ماء ثجاجا. So after the formation of the clouds comes what? Ma'an Fajajan. What is ma? The water. Fajajan. Fajajan means a lot, in abundance. Fajajan meaning kafiyan, shafiyan, a lot. Adam, read that in the Arabic. لنخرج. No, I'm sorry. Come back. Man fajajan sababan wabila. Naam. Wabila means kathra. Wafir min al-ma. So, wadhalika, what is the reason for that? For this lot of water. Okay, in order to bring forth what? Grains, and then gardens, lush gardens, and what else? Huge, massive foliage and plants. So read the meaning. Kalbur, wazura, like barley and corns and grains for what? For your consumption. والنبات كالكلى والعشب. Kela is a plantation. Grass for your what will be that? What is lihayawanatikum? For your animals, these are pasture for the feeding of your animals. Wajannatin, multafa, al-ashjar, basatin, those are gardens with trees and leaves, plantation. Ganan bithmar, well covered with a lot of fruits. Al-alwan, that variety of colors, fruits, massive fruits, variety of colors of fruits. Is that true or false? True. There's no question about that. مفتقرة شيء لا يخلو تعم وحده ينكر توحيده ويكذب رسوله I'd like to stop here. In other words, he's saying that, so with all these things in place, all these things that we have mentioned, from plantations, varieties of fruits, pastures to feed your animals, rainfall, producing jannat, foliage, all these items mentioned. Is it not enough to let us know that Allah is capable of bringing about resurrection? That's what he's saying. And the knowledge, the wisdom, the power, the all underscoring the majesty of power, the inordinate power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, hopefully everybody, all human beings, inshallah, will come to this understanding. Okay. ومجازاتهم على أعمالهم في هذه الدار وهي مختلفة منها الصالح ومنها الفاسد هل من الحكمة في شيء أن يظلم الظالمون ويفسد ويصلح المصلحون ويموتون سواء ولا يكون هناك حياة أخرى يجزي المسيء اللهم لا إنه لا بد من حياة أخرى لا oh this is beautiful what he's saying. The Shaykh is having a good time. All these things happen. So, if there's no accountability, in nutshell, if there's no accountability, there's no judgment. So, it is okay that the wicked man will go with wickedness, scot-free, to attack the righteous person who is innocent. Is that okay? People should go on to sow dissensions and be mischievous on the earth and go scot-free? To tell lies, corruption, and all things that are bad, and go scot-free without... Huh? It is not nice. It is not fair. And justice and fairness are turned into lies. And add more if you have them. Add more. Add more. You can add more than the Shaykh. If you have them, add more. And the list goes on and on. So these things these things call for restoration of the true balance, whereby the fair will be rewarded for his fairness. The wicked should be punished for his wickedness. Is that fair? It's fair. This is what Allah is doing. That's why it is mandatory, it is a must that there has to be accountability. You sleep in your home, somebody walks, breaks into your house, you and your family, and he makes away with all your belongings. And instead, kills you also, tortures you, blindfolds you, and knocks your head. Is that fair that he walks away? So, but you say that there is no accountability. There's no, even on earth you have court system, right? Court system. Do you have court system here? Even though it is not fair, but at least sometimes it can retrieve the rights of the victims, right? Sometimes. Now, so the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, it's established, whereby the Supreme Judge is Allah himself. So there's no partiality. That's what the Shaykh is saying. So it is a must that those who go against the belief in the hereafter, and for that matter Quran, and then Tawheed, they are doing themselves harm. So we are asking everyone who has this belief to actually continue in this path, because that is the truth belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And success will be on your side on the day of judgment. So yes, this alone is enough testimony or testament to what? To the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable, more than capable, than for what? Bringing about resurrection when we are dead and gone. Now, play. Okay, now. Yes, he's a supreme judge in the court. He has a court. Oh. So Al-Hisab is there. Or Ba'd Al-Hisab, Al-Jaza. After judgment, there will be reward. Is it true? Does it make sense to you? Yes. It makes tons and tons of sense. Now, so Muslims should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those who have not been accepted into believing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable of bringing about resurrection, we are asking Allah to guide them. So Mani Hidayah al-Ayat. Then what the knowledge, the guidance that we can deduce from what? From these ayahs. The lessons are number one. Shaykh. Number one. Mazahiru. Rahma ilahiyya. So this ayah that we started reading from Alam Naj'al Mihadan wa Jannatin al-Fafa, up to that point, all these are what? The signs of the mercy, the compassion, the wisdom, and the power, the capability, the omnipotence of what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, that it's not even an issue that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will effect resurrection after death. Now, and that the Quran given to Rasul is truth, and also there's no duty but Allah's duty worthy of worship, but Allah is also solid and truth. Now, so everyone should brace himself to just accept it now, because he has no other choice. Failure to do that will expose you what? To the wrath and anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may Allah forbid. Number 2. بين مثبت ونافٍ. أيوة كذا. نعم. So تقريبا this we can learn that from this that Aqidah is true, is establishes Aqidah, underscores what? The truth of Aqidah, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Tawheed also. It also underscores the truism in what? In the prophethood of our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It also emphasizes the truism, the truth, the truism, the truth, the authenticity of what? Of the prophethood of our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now. So it's truism, then the authenticity of Rasulullah, and also the difference between a believer and a disbeliever. Now, because quite frankly, there are those who among them who believed, there are those who didn't believe, but those who disbelieve are in the majority. Even this day, no matter what happens, those who will disbelieve will be more than those who no matter what you do. Those who even if how much keen you are, most people will not be believers. That is Surah Yusuf. Now, but our Rasul do your best. Everybody should do his best, and that to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, this tells us that yes, Aqidah is true, and that there's no question that Allah is capable, more than capable, to bring about resurrection, and that the prophethood of our Rasul is truth, even though there may be those who will refute it, and there will be those who will embrace it as a belief. Now, next. سيحصل يحصل مختلف فيها ساعة الموت، لكن لا فائدة ساعتها. خلاص. Now, so all this will happen. You have to know that it is too late if you don't believe in this now. At the time when your soul is being snatched, at this time when you are going to breathe your last, there's no time for you to say, no, wait a minute, and now I believe. No, there's no time for that. So this is a time for us to believe that the Sunnah, the Tawheed is true, the Ba'ath is also true, resurrection, that is resurrection, and also the prophethood of Rasulullah is also true, and then those who believe are different from those who don't believe, and that the reward is true, the judgment is true, and then what Allah has prepared for us, Al-Jannah, Nar, all these things are true. Now, so there's no need to disbelieve in any of those. And as a believer, you have to believe in all these things. If you fail to believe in any one of these, it's tantamount to disbelief. Now, so may Allah make it in all of us. One thing that I need to say, it's not in this, but this nar itself, now, the fire, we shall come to deal with it later. It is real, but there are some people who actually disbelieve in nar. They don't believe that it exists. Allah has created nar already, it exists now. Now, when people say that, go to hell and things like that, they may not believe it. They think it is a curse, but it's more than that. believers, they don't joke with hell because it exists. No. If someone jokes with hell, it is unfortunate that they say that they are above, they are too superior to be thinking about hell, or to pray not to go into hell, because their faith is more than that. And this is not the right belief of a Muslim. Now, no matter how pious you are, now you cannot say that. There are some who have said that they can even spit into fire to extinguish the fire. Now, we have heard that, and we have read about that, but that is not true. A believer should be very humble, because it is blazing fire. Now, and also, our Rasul himself, he will climb the mimbar, go onto the mimbar, and say that, he will say that, وَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا وَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا. I warned you against the fire. I warned you against the fire. Warning from whom? Our Rasul. And out of his adiyah, our supplications, is that, Allahumma ajirni minan nar, several times. What does it mean? Yes, brother, protect from the fire. And if our Rasul can seek protection from fire, and then you are thinking that you have reached the zenith, the epic, or the summit of faith, therefore you don't need to seek protection against the fire, then that is a problem. Now, believers are not to do that now. So all these things can invite the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we don't want it to happen. So may Allah make ease of those and so on. We continue next week, inshallah. بهذا القدر نكتفي وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
استوى اعتدل رحمكم الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، ملك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين، آمين. عم يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون، كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون، ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا، إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا، يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا، إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا، لابثين فيها أحقابا، لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا، إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا، وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا، فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، ملك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الضالين آمين. إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب ترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا. رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا. يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا. ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا. إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.